Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel She Says Happiness. I'm Mary Ellen and this is where I share with you all things stitching related. So today's video isn't going to be a very long one. I'm just going to share with you a few of my recent fabric acquisitions, and I have to say I've been on my best behaviour of late. I haven't been sewing as much as I used to, so I haven't been buying as much as I used to, and I have noticed that my fabric is kind of starting to stack up again, and I don't like to have a big stash. But saying that, there's always a few exceptions, and I have given in to a couple of things over the last few days. So I'll share this with you. I was going to add it on to my Sunday sews, which will be filmed and released tomorrow, but I've realised that my videos, when they're slightly longer, can be an utter nightmare to upload. So where I live, out here in the hills, we don't have the best broadband in the world, and my upload time is ridiculous. And so in order to ensure that I can film and edit and upload in one day, I'm trying to keep those videos no more than like 20 minutes, because otherwise the broadband just goes a little bit crazy. So Saturday, I've had a really kind of lazy start to the day. I've been to the beauty salon, so my hands are presentable again. I hate sewing and seeing my nails aren't looking on point, so it's always a bit of a treat when your hands are back in the condition that you like to look at them in. So yeah, haven't done much today yet. I'm going to start doing a little bit of sewing later on, and then of course I will chat to you tomorrow about what I've been sewing and learning from that. So let me just show you what I have been purchasing then. So the first thing I have here, let's see, is a cotton, and it's a quilting weight cotton. I thought this was very interesting. So this is a fabric by Sevenberry, and it was made about 5 years or so ago. So actually it's really hard to find this. But let me just bring it up close so I can show you that gorgeous patterns. It's got gingham and florals on there. I feel like this has a really vintage look, and what I like about it is that the black and white behind it there, that gingham just seems to be a wee bit more grown up. I think maybe in other colours that wouldn't have appealed to me just as much. I saw a fellow sewist over on Instagram had bought some of this a weekend or so back, and I went on a hunt to find it, and I have to give a shout out to Natalie, and I'll just pop her handle in here. She has fantastic fabric choices anyhow, but she actually sourced this for me. I was finding it in lilac, I was finding it in navy, I was finding it in red, I couldn't find it in black, but she sent me a link, and I think it was Fabric Inspirations that I got this from. I'll pop it in below, and I might be wrong, so if it says something entirely different, totally understandable. But this is just set to make a beautiful summer dress. I've actually no idea what I'm going to make from it, but yeah, maybe even something simple like the Sew Over It Betty dress. However, as it's a quilting cotton, it's only 44 inches wide, so if I make the Betty, it's not going to have a full circle skirt. But I'm sure I can work around that and maybe even get a half circle skirt or something like that instead. We'll see. Something with that kind of silhouette in any case. So that's the first fabric that I have to show you today. The next couple of fabrics then are from my favourite fabric store, which is Jenny Stitches Fabrics. And these arrived, was it yesterday? And I haven't actually unwrapped them yet. I've been busy, girl's been busy. So here's my little package from Jenny. And her little postcards always make me smile with the little messages on them. And there seems to be a theme with my shopping this month. So firstly, I'm going to set aside my interfacing. I've been going through quite a lot of that recently, so I've had to top it up yet again. But yes, there is a kind of theme here with my fabric choices. So here I have some more black and white gingham, and in fact, because this is a wider gingham, I think it's like 55 inches potentially, I could probably make my Betty dress out of this. But what I actually bought this with the intention of making was a Charm Patterns Rita blouse dress hack. So I don't wear that many separate, so I do tend to add skirts to a lot of different tops. and it's one of the easiest hacks that you can do, so there's not really much thought involved in it or anything like that. But I thought this would be beautiful, even with some trim around the neckline if I can get it to work. The way the Rita blouse is drafted is that the entire neckline is elasticated, so I'm actually not sure how trim would work on that. The trim might be better off maybe just on the bottom, or maybe even some rickrack or something would look pretty cute on this, and have that real vintage feel to it as well. But I think I'll finish it with a nice like big black velvet bow or something like that. But yes, I got myself some cotton gingham, and I know I went a little bit overboard last summer with the gingham. I'll pop some pictures in of some of the dresses that I made last year, but I love it. And I know that there's that almost childhood feel about gingham, particularly when you think of those little summer dresses and things like that, the little school uniforms. But I love it. Maybe it's nostalgia or something that draws me to it, but yeah, so that's my black and white cotton gingham as well. And then speaking of childhood, actually I haven't even started sewing yet. I'm going to get rid of those pins. I could not resist this cotton, again from Jenny, and I know that it might seem more suitable for something like little children's dresses or something, but I think one of the things about sewing your own clothes is that you get to express yourself and wear exactly what it is you want to wear. And I know when I was taking my nieces into places like Monsoon and whatever, I'd see these little dresses and I'd be like, oh, I'd love that in my size. And of course they don't even want them because they're not really dress girls. So yeah, you can tell big difference there in the family. But yeah, they're more into their casual wear than they are dresses and things like that. But that doesn't come from me, obviously. So I used to go in and see these pretty little things and think that would be absolutely gorgeous. I wish it came in an adult size. So when I see a fabric such as this one, I kind of get that same feeling as well. I thought this would be perfect for the Easter weekend, but it's so full of spring that you could wear it the whole season through. The little hares and the daffodils and the little flowers are just so beautiful on that lemon background. So yeah, I couldn't resist that either. And then that's my matching thread to go along with that, because it's easy to go into the stash and get my thread for my gingham and things like that. Not so much that lovely pale yellow, because it's not a colour I have a lot of in my wardrobe. Brighter and darker tones seem to be where I go. But yeah. And then I received another parcel from Jenny, and this one's really exciting. So this is for a blog post. I am a member of the Jenny Stitches blog team, and this is an exciting delivery. So I remember eyeing this fabric up earlier on in the year and talking myself out of it because I kind of figured I don't need any more florals in my wardrobe. Turns out I do. And when I saw Jenny bring it into stock, I couldn't really say no to it this time. So it's becoming the fabric I'm going to use for my first project. The pattern is also included here, but for the sake of not ruining a surprise, I'm actually just going to set that aside. I'm not going to show you that today. You'll see that whenever I actually make it, but this is the fabric. So this is one of the Fabric Godmother viscose twills, and I think it's called Betty. Yes, I think it is, but I'll check and I'll correct myself down below if I'm wrong. Let me just open it out a little so I can show you how splendid it is. I just love these colours. It's actually even nicer in person than what it is when you see it in pictures online as well. And I think I'm a bit disadvantaged. So living here in Northern Ireland, we don't have a lot of fabric stores, particularly dressmaking fabric stores. There are a few sewing shops that you can go to if you are a crafter, quilter, you know, but not necessarily dressmaking. There's only maybe one location that I can think of for dressmaking fabrics. But this, if I'd seen it in a shop, I wouldn't even have hesitated over. It is so entirely me, and I cannot wait to make a summer garment. Let's not spoil anything. A summer garment out of this fabric. So there we have it. I did say there wasn't as much as usual, didn't I? And I think I have been quite restrained. And in fact, because this is for a blog post, this one has been gifted. So I have been good when it comes to my fabric buying. I think there's another thing that I did order that just hasn't arrived yet, and it was from Bornella Fabrics. I had purchased a fabric which I showed you actually, I think last week, from my sister Mintaka, and it was a beautiful, in fact I think it's here, yeah, let's just wreck the place. It was a beautiful zodiac viscose print, and I did at the time, I think I got like 3 meters here, but I then changed my mind about what I wanted to make with it. And so I was kind of sitting in limbo wondering what I was going to make. And then I saw Tanya over at Bornella had got some of this in, and it's a dead stock fabric. So I have ordered another couple of meters, which will allow me to make anything I wish. And then sure, if I have any leftover, I can make a little blouse or something out of it, or use it as a lining or anything like that. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I love that. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to do a wee bit of sewing, as I say, this afternoon. I also have here a copy of this book. So this is The Golden Thread, How Fabric Changed History. And I'm looking forward to dipping in and out of this. So this book is by Cassia St. Clair. And I do remember just listening to a little bit about it on the radio thinking I need to get my hands on that book. And then, like it happens now and again, over the last couple of years I kind of forgot about it, but it was just sitting in front of me in the library the other day and I remembered that I'd been desperate to read it. And I finally got my hands on a copy. And it does sound absolutely wonderful, but it is the kind of book that you'll just pick up and maybe even just read one of the little anecdotes at a time. So that's there whenever I maybe stop for a cup of tea or something like that this afternoon. So yeah, when we talk of lives hanging by a thread, being interwoven or part of the social fabric, we are part of a tradition that sketches back many thousands of years. Fabric has allowed us to achieve extraordinary things and survive in unlikely places, and this book shows you how and why. So it definitely sounds like a read for any sewist who has a penchant for fabric. So whatever you're up to today, I hope you're having a good one. I will be back with you tomorrow to share my sewing progress this week. I have achieved a couple of things, I'm not gonna lie. You can see a bit of progress on garments there in the background, and I'll chat to you about those tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm going to get on with my current project and yeah, enjoy the rest of this glorious spring day. It was snowing and there was sleet yesterday, so this is quite a turnaround for the books. And even this morning it was pouring down, so yeah, might as well enjoy it while we can. So I'll probably be outside for a little bit too. So who knows how much I'll get done today, we'll see. Thank you so much again if you've stopped by to watch my videos, and if you've subscribed, thank you for that. And if you haven't, just hit on the wee button below, and if you hit that little notification bell, then you will be notified the next time I post a video, which will be tomorrow unless broadband should fail, which could happen, but let's hope not. Enjoy the weekend. I'll catch up with you soon. Happy stitching and bye bye.